the war on terror?
Well, I appreciate the question. There's a reason we started the day down at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, in SOUTHCOM, is because we want to make sure Cuba understands that the United States capabilities are robust. It's right in our neighborhood. The Donroe Doctrine is in full effect, and we're going to be prepared to defend with all the capabilities we need there, but also everything the War Department could bring to bear. So my message was clear there, and it was great to be with the Marines and others, do a little PT, see how fired up they are about their mission down there. But listen, I've written extensively about it. These Gitmo detainees should have been executed, in my mind, personally, a long time ago for the crimes of what they committed against the American people. Unfortunately, the gears of American justice got gunked up all the way back to when I was a guard at Guantanamo Bay. In 2004, 2005, I was one of the guards, one of the, exterior guards, small part, in the first attempts on these trials that were just starting. And there was a lot of hope. Hey, we might be able to try these guys swiftly for the crimes they've committed against the United States of America. And then whether it's international groups or lawyers and the things on top got layered on top and it all got stuck. We're committed to the death penalty in that case and in any others. We don't have any interest in
expedite it though, because it's been over 2 decades.
Whatever we can do, we'll do. But I share your frustration.
Also on Cuba, you mentioned earlier today about Cuba trying to procure weapons in terms of potentially for other countries and the threat that might pose. Can you expand on that?
Just a warning. Cuba is 90 miles away. No country should live under the threat of those kinds of capabilities across from their shores.
Are you talking about like WMDs or yeah.
Well, I'm not going to tell you everything about what I know. There's classifications about things we know that we don't share with the press, which is why we're careful about press credentials at the Pentagon. There's a lot of things that the American people and the public don't necessarily need to know. All I know is 90 miles away from our shores, we shouldn't be tolerating any other country putting systems there. Just think about what, we see it playing out in CENTCOM. When you have weapons that can range like that, it creates factors you have to deal with. So our message to Cuba is don't get into that game. Don't get into the game where you're threatening Americans or the American homeland because that won't go well for them.
But clearly, you must believe that there's a risk that Russia or China...
Well, there's always a risk. There's always a risk, right? And we're monitoring the entirety of the globe. I'm not speaking to any specific intelligence. I'm just acknowledging the fact that there's a lot of pressure on the regime in Cuba right now, and rightfully so. They have big decisions that they should make, and sometimes leaders make the wrong decision when there's pressure on them. And we would encourage them not to go in that direction, which only creates the kind of threat the United States may have to deal with. And we have all the options we need in that scenario.
How long would a U.S. military operation take to remove the communist regime in Cuba? And what would happen, per se, and how long would it take to, reestablish order if President Trump were to decide to do a capture-kill operation with Miguel Diaz-Canel like he did with Maduro in Venezuela?
All I would say is options, options, options. Our job is to present options at different scales depending on where the Commander-in-Chief and the President of the United States wants to go.
So capture and kill is still an option?
We've got options all over the map. Just like we've got lots of options in CENTCOM. That's our job.
Yeah.
Our building literally plans for a living. So besides the Pentagon, no one plans better than United States Central Command. So to kind of bring it back home to while we're here, those options are all those options are on the table. The President expects us to be strong and resolute with the way that we respond and bring firepower, and we will certainly do that if need be. So thank you for traveling with us today very much, and we'll strike them hard tonight, and hopefully Iran makes a good decision. Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
They violate the ceasefire?
Thank you.
पीट हेग्सेथ सेंटकॉम में गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि आज अमेरिका रात भर ईरान पर बड़ा हमला करेगा। अमेरिका ईरान में अहम तंसीबात पर बमबारी करेगा। पीट हेग्सेथ ने कहा कि ईरान पर आज रात होने वाले हमले मजबूत और वाज़ेह होंगे। अमेरिकी वज़ीर जंग ने कहा कि ज़्यादातर ईरानी मिसाइल अपने हदफ को निशाना नहीं बनाते। अपाची हेलीकॉप्टर के पायलट्स की हालत बेहतर है। उन्होंने कहा कि आज रात के हमले अमेरिकी फ़ौजी मफादात को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। आज रात के ईरान पर हमले सफारती पोजीशन को बेहतर बनाएंगे। अमेरिकी वज़ीर जंग पीट हेग्सेथ टैंपा में कायम US सेंट्रल कमांड के हेडक्वार्टर में गुफ्तगू कर रहे थे सहाफ़ियों से, जहां पर उन्होंने कहा कि अमेरिका आज रात ईरान पर बड़ा हमला करेगा। अमेरिका ईरान में अहम तंसीबात पर बमबारी करेगा। ईरान पर आज रात होने वाले हमले मजबूत और वाज़ेह होंगे। वज़ीर जंग ने कहा कि ज़्यादातर ईरानी मिसाइल अपने हदफ को निशाना नहीं बनाते। उधर फौजी ज़राए के मुताबिक अगर अमेरिका ने कोई कार्रवाई की तो ईरान नए अमरीकी मफादात को निशाना बनाएगा। ईरानी खबर एजेंसी ने यह रिपोर्ट किया है कि इराक़ में मौजूद अमरीकी शहरी इलाकाई सूरत हाल के पेश नज़र मोहतात रहें। अमरीकी सफारत खाने ने यह तजवीज़ दी है। फौजी ज़राए के मुताबिक अगर अमेरिका ने कोई कार्रवाई की तो ईरान नए अमरीकी मफादात को निशाना बनाएगा। ईरानी खबर एजेंसी ने रिपोर्ट किया है, जबकि अमरीकी सफारत खाने ने इराक़ में मौजूद अमरीकी शहरी इलाकाई सूरत हाल के पेश नज़र मोहतात रहने की हिदायत की है।
आइए चलते हैं प्रोग्राम के बकिया हिस्से की तरफ।
इन्होंने बड़े तकलीफें भी गुजारी हैं। तो वो तकलीफों से
इसलिए अच्छा बहुत अच्छा किया आपने
देखिए तो लर्निंग जो
आपने इनकी तकलीफों का भी जिक्र कर दिया
मैं इनकी पूरी हुकूमत की बात कर रहा हूं
क्योंकि ये
वज़ीर आज़म अब उस दिन भी
सदर साहब भी जेल में 13 साल गुजार चुके हैं। वज़ीर आज़म साहब भी बार बार गिरफ्तार हो चुके हैं। वज़ीर दफ़ा, वज़ीर ख़ारजा, लंबी फहरिस्त है। राना साहब, आपने जो तकलीफ़ें गुजारी हैं उसका तो जिक्र भी कर रहे हैं ना शराम तरकई साहब। तो आप कभी कभी सोचते नहीं, वज़ीर आज़म साहब और सदर साहब जब आप बैठते हैं तो कभी सोचते नहीं यार कि ये आजकल जो तरीक़े इंसाफ के साथ हो रहा है ये पहले हमारे साथ हो चुका है, ये दोबारा फिर हमारे साथ होगा?
देखिए इसमें जो है वो जब हमारे साथ हो रहा था, मियाँ शहबाज साहब को बार बार गिरफ्तार किया